onus is not just on these few billionaires. Now, they're the main culprits, period. But Age of Aquarius is showing me that I also have choices. We also have choices. We also have to be honest about what our role in destruction is.
All you need is a little juju. All you need is a little juju. All you need is a little juju. All you need is all you need. All you need is a little juju. All you need is a little juju. All you need is a little juju. All you need is all you need. A little juju is the way.
Hey babes, welcome to Juju Tube. Right now your third eye should be tingling, telling you to like, comment, subscribe, but also share so that you don't have to be psychic to know when I drop. Thank you. Also, sharing is super important. I'm so glad that my follower count is growing on here, my subscriber account, I should say. But the big thing that I'm trying to focus on is like people watching. So send it to your friends, send it to your homegirls, send it to the people who be asking you stuff about woo-woo, but you're like, girl, I'm trying to explain it to you. Send them over to Juju. That is why I am here. Send them to Juju too. I do have a few announcements. Follow me on my Patreon. Sign up for my newsletter. That is the best place to keep up with what I'm about to drop. I have some exciting things coming, classes, and Patreon will know first, and newsletter will know second, and then everybody else will know first. But you're going to want to be a part of that so that you can get some discounts, okay? So today's video was not planned literally at all. I was sitting here getting ready to record some Dear Juju letters, and my spirit said, no, babe, we need to talk about the Age of Aquarius. We need to talk about what is happening in the world. It came to me that, and I think a lot of the astrology people, the astro girlies have been talking about, we are entering the Age of Aquarius, which means that astrologically, the stars are aligning in the Aquarius constellation. Now, y'all know I'm not an astro girly. I love astrology. I respect astrology, and I go to my readers to tell me what's going on. I'm not the one to interpret at all. But I do know that going into the Age of Aquarius means loosely that we are entering our era as a society, as a culture, really as a system that values what Aquarius is often trying to teach us. Aquarius is teaching us about culture. It is teaching us about community, the health of the group, the health of the whole. Human rights often fall under Aquarius, sort of an Aquarius vibe. So if we are entering this era where we have to really ask ourselves, what does it mean? What is the benefit of working for the collective and being in the collective? Who is the collective? You know, what does that show us? And I think if we just open our eyes, or if we just pay attention, or we look outside, or we listen, we will see that there are a lot of things happening that are impacting the whole. And not just impacting the whole, but there are natural experiences happening, interpersonal experiences happening that are showing what are we going to do as a people? What choices are we going to make? And also, what choices do we have to answer for? Again, this is not my astrological interpretation. This is what is on my spirit. Okay. So I think just with what we are witnessing when it comes to climate crisis, when we are witnessing anti-indigeneity, when we are witnessing just all of the isms, the patriarchy, just all of the stuff that is completely just been pulverizing us for so long, people are going to have to answer for those choices. I want to say this, and I want it to be interpreted right. But I think so often, and especially me, because I started off in like activism, sort of movement work, and we talked a lot about the wealthy, the billionaires, the percent, you know, the 10% or the 1% or whoever, that really is like controlling a lot of what we do on this earth, not even just the West, but throughout the world. Just those billionaires that have so much power, the ones that are, you know, feeding us into the capitalism machine. And we're often, blaming them rightfully for their choices, how they are extracting from Mother Nature, completely just depriving her so that she deprives us, but just so that the rich can get richer and the poor can get poorer. That is true. So we need to keep that and hold that in our back pockets. However, the other aspect of this, and why I'm thinking about this, because we have entered the age of Aquarius, is because the billionaires are not the only ones who have to answer for the choices. Remember, we're talking about the collective, we're talking about the group, we're talking about the community. These people who are billionaires, who are running the world, are not just billionaires by happenstance. They're not just billionaires because of luck. They're billionaires because of exploitation and also a level of, how do I say this? Making people get in line. Us regular folk, get in line. Making us value things that maybe we wouldn't value before, but I gotta get the new iPhone every year. I have to buy this random thing. I gotta buy this random thing. I have to keep all of these things. I have to get the new this. I have to get the new that. I have to be in the new fashions. We can't wear that anymore. That's out, so we have to be up on these trends. But the biggest thing is that we have to consume. We have to spend. And we don't have to just consume, because consuming in itself isn't bad. But we have to overconsume, and then we have to do it over and over and over and over again. And that is what makes this capitalist machine work. So it is not just the onus is not just on these few billionaires. Now they're the main culprits, period. But Age of Aquarius is showing me that I also have choices. We also have choices. We also have to be honest about what our role in destruction is. Because when Mother Nature comes and impacts and dries up and fires and everything that happens in the world, catastrophe, it doesn't just hit the billionaires. It hits mama and daddy and grandma, grandpa too, and aunties and cousins and uncles. It hits all of us. So even if we are not the ones actively making these choices about what we consume in a meta form, we still are impacted. And we as a community, as a society, will have to decide, what are my choices going to be moving forward? And what choices have I made in the past that I have to answer to? Am I over consuming? Am I overdoing? Am I throwing my trash out of my window? I see this all the time. No, our individual use of plastic straws and if we recycle is such a small impact in the greater issues of how oil is being spilled in the waters in our mother, how water is being spilled. But I do know that my Shein hauls every week, are clothes that I will eventually give away or can't use. And those clothes that I throw away are overflowing landfills. They're overflowing other countries because we in America are using other countries as trash cans because our country is full of trash. Me doing a Shein haul every week and then throwing those clothes away is a choice. I don't do Shein hauls every week. But I'm saying these are the things that regular people engage in and do. We have to answer for that. I'm I'm like 75% out of my Amazon chokehold, and it goes up and down. But my eyes are so open to the ways that these companies are exploiting our hard-earned dollars to then exploit the land, to exploit nature, and to exploit us. So feel free to consume. Feel free to have fun. Feel free to experience joy. But we have to question so often why our joy is rooted in buying things. Not even just experiences, joy not being rooted. Okay, I want to have joy. I'm going to go and pay for archery. We'll go shoot some bows. I've done that. Very fun. But it's I got to get this new bag. I got to get this new purse. I got to get this new wig. I got to get this new jeans. I can't wear these other jeans. Not because I can't fit them, but because I don't like them no more. Why is it rooted? Why is our joy and our fun rooted in that kind of consumerism? It is very deliberate. I want to close this by quoting something that I read that Octavia Butler said. I don't believe this was in one of her books. Octavia Butler is a science fiction writer. She is passed on now, but an amazing Black science fiction writer. This is actually in reference to an essay that she wrote in Essence. And if you're unfamiliar with Octavia Butler's work, she often prophesied a lot of the horrific things that we're experiencing in the world. She talked about them years ago, like 30 years ago when she wrote her books. And she really wasn't just making these things up as a form of being a prophet. She was just paying attention to the problems of the world that existed some years ago and imagined if they kept going in this negative way, what would happen? So she would write about those things. It would be science fiction, but a lot of it is ringing true. So they were asking her, well, she was speaking about this in Essence. And she was saying that, I didn't make up these problems. All I did was look around at the problems we're neglecting now and give them about 30 years to grow into full-fledged disasters. So a young man asked her, he said, so what's the answer? You talking about all this bad stuff, lady. Well, what's the answer? She said, there isn't one. And he says, no answer? You mean we're just doomed? Like, you got all that to say, there's no answer? And she said, no. I mean, there is no single answer that will solve all of our future problems. There is no magic bullet. Instead, there are thousands of answers, at least. And you can be one of them if you choose. She ain't gonna die. She tore. The answer, the billionaires, that is a very clear, concise, and direct answer. That the fact that there are people living in extreme poverty and there are people with billions, even trillions of dollars, is a clear answer to a very clear and deep problem. But that is one. There are other answers, and we can be one of them. There are thousands of answers. What do we have to answer to? How do we make ourselves a part of one of the thousands of solutions that exist to make and take back our world? It was on my spirit, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. And remember, all you need is a little juju and to be one of the thousands of answers. See y'all. Sending you many blessings. Bye.
All you need is a little juju. All you need is a little juju. All you need is a little juju. All you need is, all you need. All you need is a little juju. All you need is a little juju. All you need is a little juju. All you need is, all you need.